This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Talking to Sam Pittman about the energy on the sideline for the Liberty game, didn't feel like it was quite what it needed to be. You're an older player, Isaiah. AJ, you've been around 2 years now. What do you guys do to help lift things up and I don't know, make sure the energy's right for this one? I mean, obviously it's LSU, so it should be up anyway, right?
Yeah, I just think, my leadership role I have in the D-line and on the defense and the team as a whole is to, make sure I'm bringing energy myself. I can't really ask anybody else on the team for something that I'm not bringing. So that just starts with me when I get up in the morning. I have to, make sure my mind is set. My mind is made up on what I'm going to do today. And that's a daily conscious effort because, some days are harder than others. There's a lot of days where you don't want to bring any energy. But, when your motivation fails, your consistency and your discipline has to kick in. So I think that's just one thing. We have to be more disciplined and we have to be more consistent.
Yeah. I would say that when I'm on the sideline and I'm waiting to get thrown into the game or anything, I just make sure I'm always like cheering on the team. When the defense is out there, make a good play, I make sure I'm yelling, screaming top of my lungs, type of stuff. When the running backs and all the other players on offense make a play, I make sure I'm doing the same thing, even on special teams. And when I'm on the field, I make sure I try to talk to the players, make sure they're keeping their head up when things are going the wrong way and stuff like that. So, I see it in a lot of other people as well on the sideline. They're excited and stuff, but the way the game started, it was just a little shaky because it was just unexpected. So it kind of just took it away from us, really.
AJ, you and Rocket have quite different running styles, different style backs, and it almost looked like they were just like, we're not going to let Rocket run no matter what last week. And you came in there and you were able to knock off some big runs and stuff. What do you think was the reason that you were having some success when you got in there and Rocket wasn't when he was running?
I would say obviously Rocket is one of the best backs right now. A lot of yards, a lot of carries. He's doing some good things in all the games we've played. And he was probably a big key for them on defense to stop him, and we'll be able to do this. And it's probably a goal for them. And then they probably weren't as much as worried about the other backs in the game. So when we were throwing all the other backs in, they just didn't know how it was going to go and how we were going to read it and stuff. So like I said, they were probably just keying off Rocket a lot.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Tom?
Hey, guys, the opportunity before you looks like LSU will be top 10 coming into this game. Just what it could mean to give those guys a good game and get a win.
I think it'll mean a lot. It's obviously it's a rival game. It's a trophy game. And this is a good game every year. No matter the record of either team, it's always a good hard-fought game. I just think that this right here is a win we have to get because we're trying to finish the season out strong, and when things don't go the way you want it to go or haven't been going the way you want it to go, you have to dig deep, and find why you're playing, you know what I'm saying? And it's about pride. So I think this would be a really good win. They're a really good team, so we're going to have to bring it every day in practice. And, we're just going to have to go out there and give our best.
Yeah, AJ, they just said LSU 7th in the college football poll. What's the opportunity that presents itself to you guys?
Like Isaiah said, just being able to dig deep. We know where they're ranked right now, and we know where we are. So it's really just a matter of how hard are we willing to work and try to steal the game off of them and keep this run going so we can, like he said, finish off the season good and get ball eligible, keep the boot here, and steal the game off LSU.
And
what's the response?
I'm sorry. I also just think, this is a game that's good for us because we know who we are. We know what type of team we are. And, the last month or so, we haven't really put on full display who we really are. So I think going out there and just letting loose and everybody be out there and give everything they got, I think it's a good way for us to show everybody what Arkansas football is. And, we still work hard. We still fly to the ball. We're still physical. We're still the team that we believe we are.
Okay. AJ, what's the response been to the Liberty game this week? How have y'all looked in practice? What's it like in the locker room?
I would say that I mean, it's pretty much put behind us now. We came in yesterday. We watched the little bit of film that we needed to on that game, and then we just put it behind us. We went back to work yesterday, and that was really all it was. We're back going to work, ready for this next game.
Isaiah, what's the response been?
I think it's kind of like a sort of a wake up call. You know, obviously when you lose to a team who statistically, you know, on paper you're supposed to beat, you know what I'm saying, you fall short of a goal that you know you should accomplish. You know, you have to sit back and think, you know, okay, where can I be better? Where do we need to be better as a team? So I think that's what we've been doing. We're not hanging up on it. You know, we're not beating ourselves up about it. You know, Liberty is a good team. It's not like they're just you know, it's not like we just pick some random team to go play. They're a good team. They're ranked top 25. So we got to commend them and give them their credit. But at the same time, we know we got to finish better. We got to be a better team. We got to be more disciplined and, you know, start fast and attack the task at hand.
Okay. Appreciate it, guys.
No problem.
Hey, I figured out the unmute this time. Isaiah, you've got two teammates on defense who played at LSU last year, you know, Dwight and Landon. Wondering what you think, you know, how their approach to this game. Then you got a couple former teammates on defense playing for LSU and Joe and Greg. Just your thoughts on those guys being on the other side this time.
Yeah, I think for all four of those guys, it's always, you know, when you switch to a different team, for whatever reason, you always want to go back and show, you know, this was the best decision for me. So you're going to go and you're going to play the hardest game you can just to prove to everybody that you made the right decision and maybe even to prove to yourself. And so I think Landon and Nudie will both have that on their mind this week. And as far as Joe and Greg go, you know, I commend them on doing what's best for them. You know, obviously there was two of our starters and very good players. So, you know, my selfish side would want them to stay, especially them being my brothers in the relationship we all have. So, yeah, I would want them to stay. But at the same time, they have to make the best decision for them, just like I would if I was in their position. So I have no hurt, no love lost, anything for those guys. I wish them the best.
And then you look at Jaden Daniels. He's kind of their KJ. He's leading them in rushing, and he's got, I think, 14 TDs and 1 pick and completing a high percentage. What are your thoughts on him and the challenge he presents to the defense?
I know we have to be very disciplined and play good, sound defense, especially up front. You know, they run a lot of zone reads and stuff like that, and they implement their quarterback into their run game a lot. So we have to be disciplined in our gaps, you know, not get too impatient and pop into somebody else's gap. And also in the pass game, you know, he's a good mobile quarterback, so we've got to be rush lane disciplined. We can't be giving up gaps in their pass and open up lanes for him to run up the field.
And their offensive line, they've had some injuries, I guess, or maybe just changed starters. I'm not sure, but I know they've had a lot of different lines. They got two freshman tackles. I know you probably don't go against tackles much, but what are your thoughts on their offensive line? Of course, that they got your all's old offensive line coach there, Brad Davis.
Yeah, I think they're a good group. They're disciplined. You know, knowing Coach Davis, he's not going to put anybody out there that he doesn't think can get the job done. So they're a good group. They're physical. They do the job well. You know, obviously they run the zones and the split zones and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to focus on getting knocked back and getting pushed, playing on their side of the line of scrimmage, just like every game. But I think we just got to come and play.
And AJ, just kind of what's your thoughts on their defense overall? Like they have some guys with tackles for losses too. Got a couple pretty active linebackers, and of course, you know, you might be literally running into Joe and Greg back there in the secondary. What are your thoughts about maybe colliding with those guys some?
I would say their defense definitely flies around a lot. Their DBs are like bigger guys, like 6'2" guys, longer guys. I'd probably say like their corners are probably the biggest corners we've seen so far. And so it's going to be good for our wide receivers to lock up on the perimeter, like for our run game and stuff like that. But their linebackers, they're gap sound. They're going to fight over blocks and stuff. So it's going to be a good game, and the defense is definitely going to be something that we got to work through and be able to fight with. So it's going to be a fight for the offensive side of the ball.
You're looking forward to maybe having some collisions with Joe and Greg?
Most definitely, but we'll just see if that actually happens in the game.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.